Hello, I'm Dango Rose. Welcome to the Mountaineer Podcast, where everybody's listening. The Mountaineer brings you the latest news of the Peak to Peak region, in print, online, through our podcast, social media, and special publications. Now, listen in to the latest news of the area with our local journalists.
The song that you are currently listening to is called Wild and Wide. It's the newest release from Montana Sand featuring Chaz Ultra, and it's available now wherever you get your music. The Montana Sand duo will be coming to perform at UC Brews very soon, so be sure to stay tuned for this episode of Music of the Mountains to learn more about that performance.
Need a rewind back to the days when there was nothing in between my dreams and me. I collected everything I seen. I need to remember I'm a king. I sing, I leave nothing behind but honey in the beehive. Now honey, I'ma decide to leave, and I mean it this time to peel the blisters. I think it'd be better to cut it clean like Listerine, cause I need you out of my system. I gave us space and I didn't miss you. You got my things and go ahead and list them, cause I met some new things and believe me, I kissed them. I know what time it is more than my wrist does. And it flies, do it all again when it's done.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Jamie Lammers, and welcome to Music of the Mountains, Where to Be and What to See, brought to you by the Mountaineer Podcast. I'm really excited for today's episode, as I am for all of our episodes, of course. But before we get into today's interview, some preliminary announcements. If you haven't subscribed to The Mountaineer yet and you want to get news from peak to peak, then be sure to head to the mtnear.com and click on the subscribe button in the top right corner of our homepage. From there, you'll get full access to our digital archives and scanned copies of our physical newspaper. You can also choose to receive a physical subscription or send it to the mailbox of someone that you love. If you're interested in being involved in the podcast or the paper in any way, shape, or form, then be sure to contact our editor-in-chief, Barbara Hart, at info@themountaineer.com and or myself at media@themountaineer.com, and we'll get something sorted for you. Also be sure to head to the mtnear.com/advertise to learn what options are available for advertising packages in the paper and or the podcast. You can also reach out to us for any questions you have. Next, instead of putting this in the middle of the episode, I'm going to mention our sponsor now. This episode of the Mountaineer Podcast is sponsored by Regional Air Quality Council, the Front Range's lead air quality planning organization. RAQC collaborates with state governments, organizations, and individuals to improve air quality and protect Colorado's health and environment through planning, policy development, and program implementation. The RAQC's current priority is ground-level ozone, the Front Range's most pressing air quality issue. For more information, please visit raqc.org. To learn more about ground-level ozone, what individuals can do to protect their health, and how to help improve our summer air quality, please visit simplestepsbetterair.org. You can also sign up for timely text or email alerts on this website to know when it matters most. And finally, our top story today, brought to you by Brittany Wagner.
Our top story today comes from Mindy Leary. Copper Children play the Richmond Beer Garden. The Copper Children blend gospel-style harmonies with the free-flowing psychedelic jams of the 1960s, creating live shows that feel playful, soulful, and unifying. Singer and guitarist Zia Stallings' vocal talent was immediately evident, while bassist Andy Babb delivered funky, fresh bass beats. Drummer Chris Morgan was passionate and on point during his percussive performance. They played from 4 to 7 p.m. at the relatively new Beer Garden, a spot that feels separate from the casinos. It gives people something else to do on a summer Saturday besides sit at a slot machine. You can read the full story in this week's Mountaineer or at themountaineer.com.
Thank you so much, Brittany, for bringing us our top story. And now, let's get into today's interview. Our guest this time around, do you mind introducing yourself real quick?
Yeah, my name is AJ Kaiser, and I front a national touring band called Montana Sand. We're based in Colorado, but we've been playing a bunch up in Nederland and, well, all over the United States. But I did have fun in Ned, so I'm appreciative of you, Jamie, having me on.
Now, just as a disclaimer, this episode ended up being shorter than either of us expected because I recorded an entire interview with AJ. We went through half an hour of the same general topics that we covered in today's episode, and because of the way I recorded it, none of AJ's sound got recorded. Absolutely none. So we had to redo the interview the next day. We hit the same general points, and there were some additional points that we did not touch on in the previous interview. An additional disclaimer, there were times during this interview where AJ's audio echoed with itself. So, AJ, it's great to have you on, and thank you for bearing with me. So, your next performance is going to be at Busey Brews, is that right?
My next one's going to be this Saturday, actually, in Westminster. We're playing for like 3,000 people, and I'm like super nervous. It's not that I'm nervous about doing it. Like, if I was doing it by myself, I would be fine. But like, I just don't know how good my band is yet, They're all great individually, but like, it takes some time to like cohesively play together. And since I don't have a hand, which is like 99% of the stress right now, because I have to like file for short-term disability at my work and stuff. I got tendinitis from playing too much music. So we are going to have a pretty big show there. And then I think Busey Brews is August 3rd.
By the way, that gig that's happening this upcoming Saturday, that Saturday is the day I'm uploading this podcast episode, just for date context. But we're really excited to have the Montana Sand duo coming to Busey Brews. So, I'm curious, how did Montana Sand start in the first place?
So it started in 2022 when I changed my name because I'm non-binary. And I think Chris started around that time too, actually, my drummer. But he just never played with us live. He just did like studio work for me. And then he was in like 10 other bands, so he got busy. But he did like the Chemical Clockwork EP that I released. And then I released a bunch of singles too, because like you have to do the like waterfall strategy on Spotify. No one listens to albums anymore, so no one has the attention span for that. So you have to do like singles and EPs, unfortunately. But yeah, so it was like him, and then like my friend Dan Prawl from Durango. He did a bunch of guitar on a lot of my record. He plays like electric guitar. He's so good. I don't know anyone that's better than him that I've ever met. He's amazing. And I met him in Durango, but he just overdubs and tracks for me. And we're working on a new song too called Gone at Dawn, and he's gonna be overdubbing on that. But I already did all the harmonies and the guitar and everything. Let's see who else started. I don't know who else. Well, obviously Phil Broste, my pedal steel player I've been working with for like 7 or 8 years, and he's super dope. And then the recent addition is Beth, but like I used to know Beth before she transitioned, and then she transitioned, and I was like, is that the same person on LinkedIn? And I saw that she played bass, and I was like, I thought that she played bass. Like I wasn't sure. And so yeah, then I was like, why doesn't Beth play bass for me? And so she bought a new bass. I don't know what it's called. It's so pretty though, and she absolutely kills it. So yeah, that's like everybody, I guess, that's working currently in my band. And then there's like another studio drummer who's kind of helping me with like mixing and stuff.
The Montana Sand members credited on the Montana Sand Facebook page are AJ Kaiser on vocals, guitar, and banjo, Beth Kammersgard on bass, Chris Wright on drums, and Phil Broste on pedal steel. So AJ, when did you get started in music, and how have you developed your performing over the years?
I started music when I was 8. I'm a classically trained pianist, but like I didn't really want to do classical music, so I switched to like songwriting with a different teacher named Bob Wiz, and he actually recorded, I forgot to even talk about Bob Wiz, but he like helped me with my whole musical journey. But he was my teacher for like 10-15 years, and he did piano on Temporary, one of my songs. I want to say he's on Temporary, Great Divide. I don't know what else. Oh, and then I have bandmates in Texas. I forgot to talk about them. I had Vidal on bass, Jade Parks on bass. She's my sub bassist. Julie Wilson on drums. She does harmonies too. And then Genesis does drums. So whenever I go to Texas, I just kind of build a roster of people that know my music so that if I go on tour somewhere, I'm like, if this person can't do it, then this person can do it. And if this person can't do it, then this person can do it. Oh, And Michael on pedal steel. Michael Cotner, yeah.
And how long have you been writing songs? When did you start writing songs for the first time?
I started writing songs in middle school, and I actually have been reworking some of them with a pianist here in the Boulder area. She was just listening to my songs that I did on my album when I was a kid, and she learned them on piano and then like notated them. So now I have the notation, so I can, and I know how to read piano music. So I'm not as good at bass clef, but I'm doing that. And then I kind of started just writing about everything. I mean, I have songs about aliens. I have songs about witches. I have songs about love. I have songs about COVID. I wrote a lot of songs during COVID where I have a song called Daylight, and the lyrics are daylight comes to evening. Basically, it's just the expansion of time where like time just didn't exist because nobody was freaking doing anything. No one was doing anything. So like it was just daylight comes to evening. Like again, like I'm just on my porch sitting here doing nothing.
And what sticks out to you the most about songwriting? What keeps you coming back to the songwriting process?
It's definitely like a therapeutic thing for me because I'm a music therapist. So I help others write music. Like I have a nonverbal client who has a lot of trauma, and she writes songs and basically processes her trauma into songs. And then I help her edit the lyrics. So I have like kind of an educator role as well. And then I write the music for her, and then we make albums. And we've been working together for 2 years. So like I just kind of use that same process for myself, honestly. Like if I'm dealing with an interpersonal conflict, if I'm falling in love, or like whatever this topic may be, we write a song about it. I did write a lot with an author named Carrie Ann, and she's got a book out. I think it's called Summer Storm or something. It's like a love story kind of. And she was an English teacher and a special education teacher that I taught with when I was a substitute. And I was like, you are so good at writing, like maybe we can collab. And then she edited my lyrics and wrote lyrics, and we wrote like 5 or 6 songs together.
That book is Summer Storm. Special shout out to Carrie Ann McCormick. You can find her on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at carrieann.author. And in terms of performing, do you like performing solo? Do you like performing more often with a duo or with a group as a whole?
I do like performing with others more on stage. In Austin, when I lived in Austin, Texas, I hosted a songwriter night every Tuesday night, and different musicians would come. Like Mick Hoffner came from, they're in a band called Bluegrass, and then Lauren Patton, she's an amazing musician. She's also got a pinched nerve from playing too much music. And my pianist, Issa, I don't know how to say her last name because she's from Chile, but her first name is Issa, and she goes by Issa Empress on stage. She's got tendonitis too in both her hands. So we're all messed up from playing too much music for too long.
Through all of their experience as a band, Montana Sand has opened for acts including Macklemore at Live Golf Houston, Ryan Casada at South by Southwest 2023, Janelle Monáe at the next year's South by Southwest, and Khruangbin, Sylvan Esso, and Lord Huron at Outside Festival 2025. With all the experience you've had performing, AJ, with the experience that this group has had so far with performing, what's been your favorite part about performing on stage with this group?
I really like playing off the audience. Lately, since I hurt my hand, I've been able to I asked the sound engineer for like a 12-foot extension XLR from my mic. And then I just go out into the crowd, like when I hit the high notes, and like get really into it, and then kind of get them engaged, because like the crowd will be more into the music if you like hype them up a little bit. So definitely just like the energy of the crowd. I want to get to the point one day where like people know my lyrics. My friend Ryan Casada that I go on tour with, he like posted a video the other day of everybody singing his song in the crowd, and I was like, that's cool. Like I hope one day that people will know my lyrics or something, or that would be so fun.
And what do you hope people take away from your music when they come to see you guys?
Definitely that just my music is therapeutic. I would say listening to it and listening to the lyrics take you into a kind of a liminal space, and they kind of transform and transmute like negative energy into something more positive.
We talked a bit about this the previous time we tried recording this interview, but there's a lot of intersectionality that overlaps in your career as a music therapist, in your performances as a musician, and in your own journey finding your gender identity and coming out as non-binary. How have all of those different aspects of your performing life and personal life overlapped over the years?
Well, and we became friends, and I just like meeting new fans and talking to people that like my music and actually creating a real relationship with my fans and not having like that one-sided thing where you know everything about my life because it's on the internet. But but like I want to know something about your life, or like why don't you call me when you're sad, or like, you know, sometimes I just talk to random people. Like I have a fan in New York, I have a fan in Iowa that have both subscribed to me, so they have behind the scenes content, and so like random people will just like subscribe to me and I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Oh, and something else that we didn't talk about, in the midst of all of your releases that we did talk about both this interview and the previous interview, you have a brand new single coming out, Wild and Wide.
Yeah, it's a hip hop song. It's like an old song. We worked on it from like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in my backyard. I collaborated with a rapper named Chaz Ultra, and he did like a verse, and then I did the singing, and then the person that wrote the lyrics is named Olivia Andrew. And yeah, it's gonna come out in like 5 days.
By the way, that 5 days, it's past. You can listen to Wild and Wide now. And yeah, is there anything else in general that you want to add before we sign off?
I'll just mention like my parents, my whole life, you know, paid for lessons, and I was very fortunate to have them, and I'm very fortunate to still have them be so supportive. Like they come to all my shows. Their names are Andy and Diane Kaiser. So yeah, like I just want to shout them out and be like, they helped me a lot and they're so supportive of my career. So, oh,
Sweet.
And my brother, he wrote my website. Keith
Sweet.
Kaiser, if you need a website, he's really good at designing websites.
Just in case other audio ended up overshadowing the names, a special shout out to Andy, Diane, and Keith Kaiser. And thank you so much to AJ Kaiser for coming on board and joining us for the podcast. If you want to see the Montana Sand duo performing live, then you can head to Busey Brews, located at 70 East 1st Street in Nederland. They'll be performing on Sunday, August 3rd, 2025, starting at 2 p.m. You can listen to Montana Sand, including their brand new single, Wild and Wide, wherever you get your music. And for more information about the band as a whole, including all of their social media, be sure to head to their website, montanasand.com. Oh, and bonus, if you actually need a website designed, then you can contact Keith through that website as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to this week's Music of the Mountains, Where to Be and What to See, brought to you by the Mountaineer Podcast. I'll be back in the very near future, in the next couple of days, in fact, with another episode of the Mountaineer Podcast. In the meantime, if you want to share this episode or others around with whoever you see fit, then be sure to head to the mtnear.com and scroll near to the bottom of our homepage, or head to our podcast's main hub at the mtnearpodcast.buzzsprout.com to see a full archive of all of our episodes. If you're interested in being involved in the Mountaineer Podcast and or the newspaper, then be sure to email info@themountaineer.com and or media@themountaineer.com, and we'll get something sorted for you. And finally, if you want to find our most important links, you can head to each individual episode description of our podcast to find social media links such as our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and our events calendar where you can submit events from your venue or from the community to promote on our website. You can also find important links on the top right side of our homepage. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day.
Waves of blue, crashing white, evergreen forest, stars light up my night. I see yellow trees.
The song that you are currently listening to is called A Single Smile. This is a live performance of the song written by AJ Kaiser as the lead member of the group Montana Sand. The Montana Sand duo will be coming to perform at Busey Brews very soon. So if you want to see them performing live, head over to 70 East 1st Street in Nederland on Sunday, August 3rd, 2025, starting at 2 p.m. For more information about the band and to find their other music releases, be sure to head to their website at montanasand.com.
Because you hold the universe with a single smile. now.
And that's it for our show. Subscribe online to get more access to more news, weekly updates to our community calendar, and a link to our YouTube channel by visiting themountaineer.com. Be sure to use the coupon code PODCAST when subscribing for a 10% discount, only available to our listeners. If you are in the local Peak to Peak area, be sure to pick up a print edition of The Mountaineer at a local business. I'm Dango Rose. Thank you for listening.